Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may we respectfully remind you to kindly set your mobile phones on silent mode during the event. We also invite you to please be seated comfortably and enjoy the program. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Remo dance in the Gagrak Anyar style is a traditional dance from East Java, performed with bold, energetic, and spirited movements symbolizing bravery and resilience. It is characterized by strong foot stomps, dynamic scarf swings, and facial expressions that convey confidence and valor. Accompanied by gamelan music with a dominant drum beat, this dance is usually performed to welcome guests, reflecting the courageous, open, and enthusiastic spirit of the East Javanese people. Please welcome the performance from UKM Sendra Tasik, Labdagati Reswara, Unusa.
Established since 2013 in the City of Heroes, which is rich in diverse cultures. Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya University, Unusa, has a vision to become a leading and excellent higher education institution in ASEAN with entrepreneurial spirit and Islamic identity. Unusa was established under the Surabaya Islamic Hospital Foundation, or YARSIS, a foundation formed and established by Nahdlatul Ulama. Unusa was originally started in 1979 when YARSIS established the School of Health Nursing, or ESPICA. In 1985, YARSIS established the Academy of Nursing, AKPER, and the Academy of Midwifery, AKBID, in 1997, which in 2006 were merged into the College of Health Sciences, STICUS. It was this STICUS that transformed into Unusa through the addition of several study programs, including the Faculty of Medicine. Despite its early establishment, Unusa has become one of the leading private universities in Indonesia. Most of Unusa's study programs have been accredited as excellent. Unusa is also the only university that has 3 hospitals of its own as practice grounds for students. Having 3 campuses in Surabaya, Unusa is equipped with complete and modern learning facilities, including laboratories such as Virtual Reality Laboratory, Micro-Teaching Laboratory, CBT Laboratory, Biosafety Level 2 Laboratory, Anatomy and Histology Laboratory, Microbiology Laboratory, Integrated Research Laboratory, Medical Surgical Laboratory, Emergency Laboratory, Nutrition Laboratory, K3 Laboratory, Science Laboratory, Growth and Development Laboratory, Data and System Integration Laboratory, and many other laboratories. As a university that's geared towards international standards, Unusa has also begun to pioneer an outcome-based education, OBE-based curriculum, a curriculum that focuses on outcomes. Unusa has also developed a digital-based learning process through the eSorogan platform since 2017. To enrich the students' skills and experience, Unusa has collaborated with a number of internship companies, such as Indosat, Pelindo, PLN, and other companies. Unusa's accelerated growth can be seen from its achievements, both at the national and international levels, such as ranked 16th Best Private University in Indonesia by Himago World University Ranking in 2023, ranked 9th Best Private University in Indonesia by Webometric World University Ranking July 2023, as the first Best Private University in MBKM Implementation by LL Dikti 7, 31st National Ranking in Student Affairs from Kemenristekdikti 2021, and 2nd National Ranking in Student Affairs in Liga 3, ranked 24th PTN PTS in the 35th PIMNAS event of the Ministry of Research and Technology in 2022. Among the 231 permanent lecturers by 2022, 192 lecturers have produced articles in Scopus indexed international journals. The young lecturer Ahmad Shafuddin has been recognized in the world's top 2% scientists by Stanford University and Elsevier BV 2 consecutive years, 2021 and 2022. In the non-academic field, an Unusa student won the gold medal in water skiing at the SEA Games in the Philippines. To accelerate its progress, Unusa has collaborated with many parties, both domestically and abroad, so that Unusa not only becomes one of the leading universities in Indonesia, but also in Southeast Asia. Sahabat Muda Indonesia, are you ready to be part of the best campus of choice of the world-class community? Unusa, promoting the perfect generation, professional, entrepreneur, Rahmatan lil Alamin, focused, empowering, creative, and talented.
Sebagai perguruan tinggi Nahdlatul Ulama, Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya mengemban misi dan visi menjadi perguruan tinggi yang terkemuka dan unggul. menyiapkan generasi rahmatan lil alamin bagi bangsa, negara, dan umat manusia. Mari bergabung dengan Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya untuk masa depan yang lebih baik.
Welcome to Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya. To strengthen internationalization, Unusa has an Office of International Affairs with official name Global Engagement of Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya, or is known as JANUS, that was launched on 2019. JANUS has functioned to coordinate all international activities at Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya. It's the central contact point all issues concerning international mobility and cooperation. Since 2015, Unusa also gives opportunity to international students to join and feel academic environment in Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya. Unusa has 5 faculties, with most of the study programs concerned in health. There are medical faculty, health faculty, nursing and midwifery faculty, teacher training and education faculty, business economic and digital technology faculty. Through JANUS, Unusa has created global cooperation with academic institutions and other international organizations such as United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund and Embassy. To create international mobility, Unusa has several international programs such as International Conference, International Guest Lecture, International Talk Series, Gathering International Students, Joint Research, Students Exchange, Student Forum, Capacity Building and Internationalization, and annual program called BRIEF. JANUS is led by the head of International Office and helped by faculty ambassadors and volunteers or student body. Through JANUS, Unusa has a vision to be a world-class university and goes global. Let's create journey at Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat datang di Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya. Sesuai dengan prosedur K3 yang berlaku di Unusa, kami berkewajiban menyampaikan pedoman keselamatan dan kesehatan kerja di lingkungan Unusa. Potensi bahaya yang mungkin terjadi di lingkungan ini antara lain gempa bumi yang berpotensi menyebabkan runtuhnya atap bangunan dan kebakaran yang dapat disebabkan oleh hubungan pendek arus listrik. Gedung Unusa Tower terdiri dari 9 lantai dan Anda saat ini berada di Auditorium lantai 9 Unusa Tower. Pastikan Anda mengetahui posisi Anda saat ini dan luangkan waktu sejenak untuk mengetahui pintu darurat atau jalan keluar terdekat. Untuk menjaga keselamatan dan kebersihan di Unusa, Anda tidak diperkenankan untuk membawa makanan dan minuman ke dalam auditorium, serta Anda tidak diperkenankan untuk merokok di dalam kawasan Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya yang merupakan kawasan bebas asap rokok. Dalam keadaan darurat, tetap tenang dan jangan panik. Tinggalkanlah barang-barang Anda dan lepaskan sepatu hak tinggi untuk memperlancar proses evakuasi. Gunakanlah tangga darurat dan jangan gunakan lift.
Jika Anda terjebak di dalam lift, tetap tenang dan segera tekan tombol bantuan. Petugas keamanan akan datang dan menolong Anda, lalu ikuti arahan dari petugas keamanan. Apabila terjadi gempa, berusahalah agar tetap tenang dan tidak panik. Hindari berada di dekat benda-benda yang mudah terjatuh. Lindungi kepala Anda dengan benda yang aman, pastikan keadaan benar-benar kondusif, dan keluarlah dengan tertib. Carilah petunjuk jalur evakuasi untuk menuju titik kumpul. Apabila terjadi kebakaran, tetap tenang dan jangan panik. Segera keluar melalui pintu darurat dan ikuti petunjuk jalur evakuasi untuk menuju titik kumpul.
Setiap lantai gedung Unusa Tower memiliki alat pemadam api ringan atau APAR yang mudah untuk dijangkau.
Periksalah APAR yang terdekat dari lokasi Anda. APAR dapat ditemukan di setiap koridor gedung dan ruang pertemuan. Untuk kenyamanan Anda, kami menyediakan toilet di setiap lantai gedung ini. Musola tersedia di lantai 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, dan halaman gedung Unusa.
Demikianlah petunjuk keselamatan di gedung Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya. Terima kasih atas perhatian dan kerjasamanya. Semoga acara hari ini dapat berjalan dengan lancar. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished our outstanding speakers, Mr. Gan SQ, Consul General of Australia in Surabaya, Ms. Asnina Azara, Environmental Youth Activist and the representative from International Office, Region Surabaya. Distinguished Director of Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya, Profesor Dr. Insir Ahmad Yazidi, Master of Engineering, the Vice Rector for Academic and Student Affairs, Profesor Kacung Marijan, DRS MA PhD, the Vice Rector for Finance and Human Resources, Mr. Insir Muhammad Fakih, MSc PhD, the Vice Rector for Cooperation, Dentist Umi Hani MKes, the Honorable all Directors, Deans, Head of Study Program, and Heads of Units, all students and invited guests. First of all, let's convey our deepest gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His blessings and guidance that have enabled us to gather here today in good health at the 5th BRAVE program Empowering Global Youth for Sustainable Health and Clean Water on this Monday, August 18, 2025. Second of all, may peace and blessings always be given to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Peace be upon him, who has shown us the path of the truth, that is Islam and faith. Before starting our agenda today, allow me to introduce myself. I am Sukma Wafirul Mahasin, an undergraduate student of English Education Department, as the host for today's event. Ladies and gentlemen, to start this event, allow me to read the agenda today. The first, opening by the host. Second, singing national anthem of Indonesia Raya. The third, opening remarks from the Rector of Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya. The fourth, praying. The fifth, grand opening of the 5th BRAVE program. The sixth, flash mob from the bodies. The seventh, international seminar. The eighth, cultural performance from participants. And the last is closing. Ladies and gentlemen, to open this event, let's recite together the Quran. Al-Fatihah. Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the national anthem, Indonesia Raya, followed by Syubhanul Watan and the hymn of Unusa.
untuk menggapai cita-cita bangsa, wujudkan generasi rahmatan lil alamin. Semoga ridha Allah untuk Unusa. Semoga ridha Allah untuk Unusa.
Please be seated. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is opening remarks that will be delivered by the Rector of Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya. With great respect, we invite Professor Dr. Insinyur Ahmad Yazidi, Master of Engineering. The time is yours.
Terima kasih, Mas Agus. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera. Very good morning. Magandang umaga. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, Sayyidina Muhammadin ibni Abdillah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Amma ba'd. His Excellency, Consul General of Australia, Pak Glenn, distinguished speakers, Mbak adiknya Mbak Sofi, yang sama-sama kita hormati teman-teman Wakil Rektor, Prof. Kacau, Dr. Fakih, dan Ibu Dr. Gigi Umehani. Para dekan, direktur, ketua lembaga di lingkungan Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I am very pleased that the director of Unusa Global Engagement, GENUS, or the Office of International of Unusa, asked me to say a few words in this particular occasions, the opening of the 5th brief program, since in my opinion, it tends to be discussed is very interesting or sexy. That is empowering global youth for sustainability, health, and clean water. As the challenges facing our planet grow increasingly complex and interconnected, like health problem and environmental degradation, traditional response are no longer enough, but a critical element often overlooked is youth engagement in coping strategic issues such as health and clean water. Ladies and gentlemen, we all understand that the world is facing a growing health and water crisis. And it is not just a local problem. It is global and systemic. This crisis impacts all of us, particularly women, indigenous peoples, marginalized communities, and youth. We also understand that increased water demand is often the result of growing populations and industries like irrigated agriculture, livestock, energy production, and manufacturing. Meanwhile, lack of investment in water infrastructure, unsustainable water uses policies, or increases variability due to climate change, and those factors can all affect the available water supply. The said water problem obviously affects health condition of the populations. As an example, the clean water crisis in Indonesia is a serious problem caused by various factors such as pollution, deforestation, climate change, and poor management. This crisis has an impact on public health, the economy, and the environment. But here is this good news. The youth have the power to change. The youth have the power to change the course and influence outcomes. Ladies and gentlemen, Food and Agriculture Organization, or FAO, identifies young people as central to driving innovations, ensuring sustainability as creators, communicators, and implementers. The youth drive innovative awareness through digital media, art, and community outreach, build adaptive capacity via training in surveillance, field diagnostic, and ecosystem monitoring. The young generation serve as bridge between sectors, animals, human, planet, and environment. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, I do not want to elaborate more on those issues, since all speakers who are expert and reliable source of persons will explain in more detail how to cope the problem and how to empower young generations to make them paramount important key players in facing health and clean water problem. What's more, welcome to our campus. Ahlan wa sahlan bihudurikum. Please enjoy participating in this event. Thank you. Wallahul muwafiq ila aqwamit tariq. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for the insightful and inspiring opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is praying that will be led by Vice Rector for Finance and Human Resources, the Honorable Mr. Insinyur Muhammad Fakih, MSA PhD. The time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now take a moment for praying. May Allah bless us, may Allah forgive us, and may Allah guide us to the right path. Ala hadhi niyah wa ala kulli natin salihah wa bi syafaati nabiyyina Muhammadin sallallahu alaihi wasallam syai'un lillahi lana wa lahumul fatihah. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin arrahmanir rahim maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Hamdan yuafi ni'amahu wa yukafi'u mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karim 'azimi sultanik. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammadin tibbil qulubi wa dawaiha wa afiyatil abdani wa shifaiha wa nuril absari wa diyaiha wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallim. Allahumma a'inna ala dhikrika wa syukrika wa husni ibadatik. Allahumma aftah alaina futuhal arifin bi khidmatika wa anshur alaina rahmataka wa dhakkirna idza nasina ya dzal jalali wal ikram. Allahumma rzuqna fahman nabiyyin wa hifdzal mursalin wa ilhamal malaikatal muqarrabin bi rahmatika arhamar rahimin. Allahumma ja'alna wa ja'al auladana wa ja'al talamidana min ahli ilmi wa ahli khair wa la taj'alna iyyahum min syarri wal lahir. Rabbana hab lana min azwajina wa dhurriyyatina qurrata a'yun waj'alna lil muttaqina imama. Rabbana ighfir lana wa li walidayna warhamhum kama rabbawna shighara. Allahumma ij'al hadhihi al-jami'ah Jami'ah Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya jami'atan aminatan mutmainnah ma'muratan mubarakah mahbubatan 'indal ummah nafi'atan lid-dini wasyu'bi wal watani wad daulah warzuq ahlaha hayatan thayyibah bi rahmati arhamar rahimin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun al mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is grand opening of the 5th Brave program. This is the moment we've all been waiting today. We are honored to welcome participants from across the globe. Each of them carries the spirit of friendship, learning, and cultural exchange that Brave stands for. Now, we will call each participant to come forward proudly as we announce their name and the country. As your name is called, please come forward to the stage. Ebtisam Saleh Al-Harabi from Saudi Arabia. Maria Yolanda Aquino from Philippines. Leila Silvia V. Bautista from Philippines. Almira A. Gonzalez from Philippines. Ma Christian Arizala from Philippines. Zamir An Yudos from Philippines. Harizia Alia V. Puruganan from Philippines. Jeremy K. V. Mangoba from Philippines. Gwen Sally Pue Dokutin from Philippines. Kayla Marie Araviles from Philippines. Aira Kimberly P. Dick from Philippines. Alvande Ismani Ari from Philippines. Sernalin Tabon Sali from Philippines. Ilhas Muzamil Suarez from Timor Leste. Musbahu Adam Ahmad from Nigeria. We also invite the rector, vice rectors, along with our outstanding speakers, deans, and directors, and to come forward to the stage to have photo session. All right, I will be late, and I count 3. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, and I count 3, 2. Okay. Okay. Let's count 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay? Okay. Okay, let's count 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay. When I count 3, 2, 1, let's all say brave, okay? Brave. Okay, 3, 2, 1, brave. Okay, please. Okay, it's okay. Let's count 3, 2, 1, peace. Okay, thank you very much. Give applause for them. All right. All right, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the body is about to bring the stage to life with their moves, their smiles, and their unstoppable energy. So everybody, Put your hands together, maybe even dance along in your seats. Jadi, Bapak Ibu hadirin mohon izin, setelah ini ada penampilan dari teman-teman Badis, yakni menari bersama. Jadi, dimohon untuk Bapak Ibu hadirin dan rekan-rekan bisa berdiri dan ikut menari bersama. Here come the Badis with their flash mob. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we are coming to the main agenda. That is International Seminar, the Fifth Brave Program, Empowering Global Youth for Sustainable Health and Clean Water, that will be led by our outstanding moderator, Dr. Ira Dwi Jayanti. She is lecturer at Nutrition Study Program of Unusa. The Honorable Dr. Ira Dwi Jayanti, the time is yours.
Tes. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fifth Brave 2025. Honorable Rector and Vice Rector of Unusa, esteemed deans, expected faculty member, guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ira Dwi Jayanti, and I'm going to be the moderator for today's discussion with the topic Empowering Global Youth for Sustainable Health and Clean Water. And today, we will have two speakers who will share their insight on our topic from unique perspective. And we do have His Excellency Mr. Glenn SQ as Consul General Austria in Surabaya, and also Ms. Aisnina Azahra as the environmental youth activist. And before I start this session, please allow me to welcome our both speaker, Mr. SQ and Ms. Aisnina. Please come to the stage. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Selamat pagi. Please have a seat first. Okay, so thank you so much for your time today. Very nice to see you. It's my honor to be here as the moderator. So how are you today?
Terrific. It's wonderful to be back at Unusa.
Okay, very nice. How are you, Miss Aisnina? Very cutie pie.
Thank you for the invitation. Now I'm still in my first year of university in Airlangga near Unusa. So I'm a maba, so a new student in the university. So let's learn together.
Thank you so much, and please give applause to our both speaker. And today we will do the panel discussion. So starting with the presentation, and we will following the question answer in the end of the session. And ladies and gentlemen, the first session will be delivered by Mr. SQ, and please allow me to read the CV first. Mr. SQ is a career officer with the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and was most recently Assistant Director. He has previously served overseas in Papua New Guinea, Ghana, and Indonesia, and was a peacekeeper with Operation Uphold Democracy in Haiti and the United Nations missions of support in East Timor with the Australian Federal Police or United Nations. And Mr. SQ holds a Master of Strategic Affairs from Australian National University and a Bachelor of Art from Deakin University, and he speaks Indonesian. So I wish I could speak Indonesian with you, but next time, because we do have the guests from Philippines and also from Malaysia. So maybe I hope I can speak Indonesian with you next time, Mr. Okay, Mr. SQ will present about 20 minutes. And for the participant, please hold the question first because we will do the question answer in the end of the session. And for 5 participants who ask the question, we will get the souvenir from Mr. SQ. For 5 people who any question, yeah, in the end of the session. Okay, Mr. XQ, you will have 20 minutes for presentation.
Terima kasih banyak. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam sejahtera untuk kita semuanya. Rahayu. It's actually fantastic to be back at Unusa with old friends and to meet some new friends as well. It's fantastic to see so many people from the Philippines, which is a country close to my heart. I've worked in the Philippines almost a year. And as Boo said, I also worked in East Timor. It's great to see a representative from East Timor here. And I spent 4 years in West Africa, so it's great to see friends from Nigeria here as well. Fantastic. I sort of appreciate how far it is to come from Nigeria to Indonesia. So you've made a big effort to be here. And I know that in the room there's so much energy, so many ideas, and perhaps even a few future leaders who will help shape the way Indonesia and the world thinks about water and sanitation. Okay. So let's start with a simple truth. Clean water and safe sanitation are not luxuries. They are basic human rights. They are the foundation of a healthy and productive life. And when we have them, we hardly think about them. But when they're missing, everything changes. Children get sick, schools struggle, and communities suffer. And right now in Indonesia and in your countries, many challenges remain. Only about 1 in 5 households in Indonesia have piped drinking water. Only 1 in 10 has safely managed sanitation. And that means that the majority still rely on less safe sources, bottled water, unsafe wells, and makeshift toilets. These gaps aren't just numbers on a slide. They're real stories of children who miss school because of preventable illness, families who spend extra money on water, of rivers that can't sustain life because of pollution. So why should we engage youth? We have the Australia-Indonesia Development Partnership Plan 2024 to 2028 that translates into action the development priorities Australia shares with Indonesia to achieve equitable and sustainable economic transformation, to build climate resilient communities, and build strong institutions. Australia's strategies on gender equality, disability inclusion, and broader equity and diversity include youth. These are integrated across all areas of our foreign policy, including international development, humanitarian assistance, trade, security, and consular services. Domestically in Australia, we also have an Office for Youth and a national policy called Engage to engage youth to enable them to have a say on issues that impact them. Now you might ask, why is it important for young people like yourselves to engage in these issues? It's because you are not just tomorrow's leaders, you are today's water users, innovators, and change makers. Almost a quarter of Indonesia's population, over 66 million people, are between the ages of 16 and 30. And that's a massive force for change. And you bring something unique, fresh perspectives, bold ideas, and the courage to try what others haven't yet had the opportunity to try. Australia has been working alongside Indonesia to close the gaps in water and sanitation, the sanitation sector, from higher education and research to infrastructure programs. Through projects like the Palembang City Sanitation Project, this project built wastewater treatment infrastructure as well as the capability of local government to be able to plan, construct and provide wastewater management to its people. In Palembang, we also work with local government and communities, including youth, women and people with disability, on building awareness of the importance of sanitation. Or we call it sanitation marketing. Performance-based grants that encourage local water utility or PDAM to improve the quality of their services. GESIT, which stands for Gender Equality and Social Inclusive Infrastructure, includes activities that provide grants to civil society organisations to help enable women, people with disabilities, and young people to be part of the solution in infrastructure development. Another program called Connexi has created a reservoir modelling for water and energy security to ensure access to clean water to urban and rural residents. The solar-powered desalination technology developed by partnership between various institutions in Australia and Indonesia has supplied fresh drinking water to 2,000 families in Jepara and its nearby districts. Another program, the Harvesting Hope Project, has supported salt farmers in Madura by integrating seaweed farming in solar-powered salt production. This innovative technology has provided greater access to clean water, renewable energy, and commercial use for the seaweed farming industry to access. These activities and projects that I have mentioned were delivered by our Kemitraan Indonesia untuk Infrastructure atau KIAT. Now, KIAT supports sustainable and inclusive economic growth through improved access to infrastructure for all people in Indonesia. With a budget of up to 300 million Australian dollars over 10 years, KIAT started in 2017 and will conclude in June next year. KIAT works with national and subnational government partners, development banks, civil society organisations and others to improve infrastructure policy, planning and delivery. The Australian Embassy in Jakarta is currently designing a new program that will build on KIAT's achievements. In the water and sanitation sectors, KIAT has helped connect 1.5 million people to safely manage drinking water and more than 200,000 people to safely manage sanitation services. 72 local governments have been assisted in the management of improved sanitation. In our projects, we involve youth at every stage. Before we even break ground, we talk with youth groups, student organisations and local community leaders. When the project starts, young people are encouraged and welcome to step up as socialisation team members, facilitators, researchers, engineers and trainers. Let me give you an example. In Palembang, under the Perintis program, we trained over 6,000 people and 40% of those were unemployed youth. Many of them now have jobs in the water and sanitation sector. And in GESIT, youth worked alongside women and people with disabilities to install clean piped water pipes and maintain water sanitation systems. And that's not just learning a skill, that's shaping a community. Connexi, Australia's flagship program in higher education, research and innovation, also brings institutions in Australia and Indonesia to work together to develop innovative solutions to complex development challenges, from climate change to digital transformation and food security. Connexi provides collaborative research grants, knowledge dissemination and networking and coalition building where young researchers and academics take part in networking activities. The program spans from Sabang to Maluku, working on various innovative projects with Indonesian universities, think tanks, civil society organisations and regional governments. These partnerships bring together more than 350 institutions in Australia, Indonesia, and from other multi-interdisciplinary backgrounds. These partnerships have produced innovative policy and technology solutions that provide practical solutions to development challenges. Out of the 69 projects, 10 are related to access to clean water or developing innovative solutions to water management. It's such an important part of our development priorities. One of the examples is the Harvesting Hope project, which connects students and youth to support livelihoods and improve access to clean water and energy in rural communities. Interdisciplinary research brings innovation to fruition, and through Connexi partnerships, the role of youth, such as young researchers and academics, are critical. They are the future leaders of the country. They enrich perspectives and, most importantly, adaptability and bring innovative solutions to complex development challenges in Indonesia and in your countries. Lastly, Connexi opens up an opportunity for internship and working with young Australian academics. So I'd encourage you to visit their website and seek opportunities to work closely with young Australian academics and researchers. Dear young friends, water sanitation challenges are not just technical issues, they are matters of humanity, justice, and our shared future. And I believe with your energy, creativity, and commitment, we can achieve a healthier and more sustainable Indonesia and planet more globally. So, boleh saya pakai bahasa Indonesia ya sekarang?
Sure.
Izinkan saya menyampaikan pantun penutup. Air jernih mengalir di kali. Tempat bermain anak kampung kita. Mari bersama menjaga bumi ini demi masa depan yang lebih sejahtera.
Thank you, Mr. SQ, for the valuable presentation. So many programs, but we have to engage also with the youth, and then it could be sustainable for the future. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do the second session for presentation by Ms. Aisnina, but please allow me first to read the CV. Aisnina Azahra Akilani, also known as Nina, is a young environmental activist from Gresik, Indonesia. And since the age of 12, she has been actively voicing concern about plastic pollution, especially the illegal import of foreign plastic waste that contaminates rivers like the Brantas. And she founded a youth movement called River Warriors and has written letters to world leaders urging them to stop sending plastic waste to her country and other developing countries. And Nina has spoken at global forums such as the Plastic Health Summit in Amsterdam and represented Indonesian youth at the INC 4 and INC 5 negotiations. And through her activism, she believes that everyone, especially children, deserve the right to live in a clean and a healthy environment and free from plastic pollution. And we do have one video to show about the profile of Miss Nina.
Indonesian climate activist Ishnina Azara Akilani, the UN's 2024 summit on reducing plastic waste could have been a turning point. But the 17-year-old green trailblazer was left disappointed.
As the future generation, we have to live in a safe environment, we have to live in a safe air, we have to breathe fresh air, clean water that's free from microplastics.
Ishnina's journey as an activist began when she noticed piles of plastic waste accumulating on riverbanks around her neighborhood.
When I'm in my first year of junior high school, when I'm 12 years old, I just, walking in the riverbanks, and then I found a really big plastic piles. And when I look more closer, the plastic is not from my country. It's made in USA, made in UK.
Determined to take action, Ishnina started writing letters to world leaders.
It's really polluting our environment because it's being burnt, being dumped to the river and polluting our communities, and the children's health is in danger. So I asked them to stop export plastic waste to my country and to developing country and to manage their own waste in their own country.
Microplastics have been found in the air we breathe, the food we eat, and even in breast milk. And with plastic production expected to triple by 2050, the issue is only getting worse. A 2023 UN report revealed over 3,200 harmful chemicals in plastics, many of which pose serious risks, especially to women and children.
Plastic pollution is already polluting our environment. Microplastic is everywhere inside our bodies. This is emergency. This is an urgent problem, so we really need a strong legally binding plastic treaty.
At December's UN Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee, or INC5, meeting in Busan, South Korea, Ishnina was hoping for just that. She joined other activists marching through the streets and holding dolls trapped in plastic bottles to highlight the issue. An option proposed by Panama, backed by more than 100 countries, would have created a path for a global plastic production reduction target. Instead, the talks ended without a binding commitment to reducing plastic production or waste.
It's a bit disappointing for me because they didn't come out with strong and ambitious treaty. There are still some of the countries' delegates that they deny on science, because this whole plastic crisis issue is about health issues, about human rights issues.
Okay, thank you, and give applause to Miss Nina, very young Nina, but very nice. So maybe you will have 20 minutes for presentation. It's okay, you can sit down or you can just
Walking around. Terima kasih, Bu.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi semuanya. Good morning. It was a really insightful presentation from Pak Glenn. Now we have to let's imagine first, if we're living in an environment, in a planet Earth, in this condition right now. As I understand, our river is already polluted with plastic, the beaches is already polluted with single-use plastics, and the mangrove forest is already, strangled, like being choked by plastic waste that brought by the sea. So it's really terrible, our nature condition right now. Let's imagine our future. It's gonna be more worse, right? If we keep letting the plastic waste polluting our environment, it will something bad will come. Something bad will affect our nature, more worse than right now. We don't want to live in that kind of environment, right? So as human, we have that basic rights to live in an environment where we can breathe clean air, we can drink fresh water, we can play in the river, we have rights for that. And what I understand also from my parents, from my grandparents, they spend their childhood in the river, swimming, fishing with their friends. They play happily with the soil, with the dirt, everything in the nature. So it's a really amazing childhood to spend. It's so fun. But if we compare to our childhood, we just playing phone. We isolate ourselves in our room, not communicating with our nature that much like our parents did. So I'm so thankful. I'm right now with my father, Pak Prigi. He's also an environmental activist, scientist. He always brought me to the river, clean river, to the mountain, to the forest, to the beach, clean beaches, so I can also spend my childhood happily there with the nature. That's why I have a really strong, thank you, have a really strong bond with the nature. Okay. It's really nervous because it's a long time ago. I never do presentation in English because I have to prepare for the university. It's so complicated. Yeah, it's really complex. Okay, maybe we can share the PPT, the presentation. But yeah, I will read my text first. First of all, let me wish you all a happy 80th Independence Day of Indonesia. This celebration reminds us, especially the youth, that our fight is never truly over. Our heroes once fought for freedom, to be merdeka, to be free. Today's generation faces a new problem, a lot of problems, right? From our government, from our people or society, and even from our environment. Since the very beginning of our nation's history, young people have always been at the front line of change. Many of Indonesian heroes were very young when they started their fight, such as Cut Nyak Din and Cut Nyak Mutia, were both still in their youth, started their fight when they led the resistance in Aceh. Raden Dewi Sartika founded a school for women in her early 20s. And our mother, our role model, Ibu Gita Kartini, Raden Ajeng Kartini, was only a teenager when she began writing her progressive thoughts about education and women emancipation. She is also my inspiration to write letter to Donald Trump when I was 12 years old. And it's working, it works. I never thought that America, the Donald Trump, the consulate, the embassy from Australia, from Germany, invite me to their office to Jakarta. I never imagined that scene in my life. So what if we just focus on our process, not on our result? We have to do it first before thinking about the result. And during the independence revolution in 1945, young women in Bandung established Laskar Wanita Indonesia, or LASWI, a women's militia consisting of student, university girls, even high schooler. They become nurses and even soldier fighting for freedom back then. So their story remind me that youth empowerment is not new. It has always been at the heart of transformation. And today, our generation continues the struggle, we continue the fight, but our battlefield is different. We have to fight for our environment, for our future, for our freedom too. Okay. Okay, so my presentation will, permisi ya Bu, Pak, saya berdiri. Okay, Bu. My presentation will be on bahasa Indonesia mostly, but I will explain in English. Ini cuma next slide. Okay, before talking about the sustainable health or clean water, actually we have the root of the problem, which is plastic. Why plastic though? Why plastic is dangerous? It's really a complex issue also. Plastic back then was really helpful for our ancestor, yeah, for our grandparents. Is really helpful, helping for their hospital needs or household products. They can easily, instantly use single-use plastic. They don't need to wash it again. They don't need to, be careful. Maybe if it's glass, it can, like break down. But if it's plastic, it will be strong. So plastic was nice or brilliant innovation back then, but now plastic has become a big problem for our generation. Next. This is what I saw near my community: the river, the beach, the riverbanks, the mangrove forest. It's looking like this, yeah. It's really scary, it's really terrifying, but I guess as Indonesian people, this is a really normal view, right? It is a really normal environment that we look every day. But the fact is, this pollution causes extinction for the fishes. We call it mati masal munggut, ya, ikan munggut. So a lot of fish die because of the wastewater from the industry. Next. Let's talk about the plastic life cycle. From the extraction, plastic is already made from crude oil, so it's not a renewable energy, bukan energi yang terbarukan. So maybe 10 years later or 20 years later, it will empty. We have no crude oil left because the present generation have already exploited it to make plastic. Jadi suatu saat dia akan habis, minyak buminya akan habis, jadi kita nggak bisa pakai apa-apa lagi. After that, from the extraction, it will release a lot of carbon dioxide. It will destroy our ozone layer, causing climate change, of course. And then after the crude oil is taken, it's been sent to the plastic industry. They mix it with 16,000 chemicals, additive, jadi 16.000 racun-racun kimia aditif itu ditambahkan ke minyak buminya sehingga menciptakan plastik. So they can create strong plastic, colorful plastic, flexible plastics that actually harming our health. After that, we consume it and then we dump it. Or we burn it too, or maybe it's being sent to developing country. Next. This is the cocktail of chemical contamination, yeah? A lot of chemicals in one products of plastic. Next. We can see the effects in Bahasa Indonesia, but the thing is plastic contains endocrine disrupting chemicals, EDC, that can harm our hormone system, which hormone is the one that controlling our whole body. So if our hormone system is being harmed, then our whole body is in danger too. There are a lot of effects, yeah, from plastic. This BPA is the most familiar chemical that we always heard, right, from the plastic bottle that bisphenol A free or BPA free, but we don't know. Maybe it contains BPC, maybe it contains BPS, which is more worse than BPA. To make the plastic hard, to make the plastic strong, they have to add BPA. And then phthalate to make the plastic flexible, like from our plastic bag, kresek, yeah, kantong kresek, we can add this chemical. It also inside our nail polish also contains phthalates. Next. That can cause a lot of health impacts. This is also in Bahasa Indonesia, but I will read in English. I need to read it first. Okay, so if the chemicals or even the microplastics, let's talk about the microplastic first. So microplastic won't process naturally, dia tidak akan terurai secara alami di alam ya, di tanah, but plastic will break down, they will in bahasa Jawa it's merotoli, terdegradasi gitu ya, menjadi serpian kecil to become small particles same size as plankton, less than 5 millimeter, so it's really tiny. Maybe it's flying around in this room. if the plastic already break down into microplastic, the microplastic will absorb the pollution near them. So if we throw a plastic bottle in the river, it will, terbawa arus, it will terkena sinar matahari, or it will just break down into microplastic, and then the microplastic will absorb pollutants in the river, such as wastewater from industry, pesticide, detergent. So the microplastic will hug the pollutant, and the microplastic will enter fish body or even our body, and the pollutants will share, like it will share to our whole body, spread. So the effects are microplastic can decrease IQ and immune response in children, disrupting hormonal system, triggering diabetes and autism, accumulating and irritating our body organ, increasing cholesterol and triggering obesity, restricting blood distribution to our organ is really fatal. And then spreading infectious bacteria. For men, reducing sperm quality, leading to prostate cancer, and for women, accelerating menstruation or early menstruation and menopause, reducing fertility and disturbing pregnancy. So it's a really serious effect, and it's based on research already. Next slide. This is the types of microplastic. Microplastic have two types, secondary and primary. The secondary is because of the breakdown from the nature, from the sun, from the wind. From primary is made by the industry, and it contains in our personal care, in our scrubs, in our facial foam, in our toothpaste, in our hand sanitizer. It contains microplastic or microbead because it can hug the pollutant, right, in our face, in our hands. So next, based by research, especially Indonesian people is the number one top ranking to consume microplastic, like the largest, the most people that like to eat microplastic. So every month, the illustration like we eat microplastic is the same size as ATM card or KTP. So it's the same size of that. Each month we eat that much of microplastic, so that's a lot. These are the research that I've seen in internet. We can read it, yeah. No limit for us to learn about microplastics. Next. And our community, our team also, we already do some research to examine people's poop. We collect people's poop from 102 people, and we found microplastic in each 10 gram of their poop or feces or So that's a lot of microplastic inside our body. And in the Brantas River also, clean water, yeah. Brantas River has become the drinking water source for more than 5 million people here in Surabaya, in downstream. But in the upstream, in Gresik, my village, the Brantas River has become the dumping site for industry, for the people just to dump their wastewater or everything waste to the river. So it's a really scary fact that in 10 liters of Brantas River, we found 14,000 of microplastic particles. But it become a drinking water source, so it's really crazy. We drinking microplastic every day. Next. So what's next? Yeah, after I know all of this information from my parents, from the internet, from what I see, from what I learn, I have to do something about this. I just cannot, sit in my room, doom scrolling. I have to do something. The initiative grows in my body, inside me. So I like to swim. I go swimming in my river in front of my house in Brantas River. It's actually really dirty. It's really deep, and the industry love to just discharge their wastewater to the river. But it's in the dry season is better. It's not really dirty, not really smelly, so I can swim there. And I see thousands of trees in the river banks that choked by this plastic waste. But actually, this leaves in the tree is really important because the leaves can break down to the air, to the water, and then the fish will eat the leaf. So that's their food. But now it's plastic, so they eat microplastic like regularly. It's a normal activity for them to eat plastics. And after I understand about my domestic problems, my river, the wastewater pollution, river pollution thing, I found another problem, and it's crazier, it's larger problem, which is waste colonialism. I found a lot of waste products, plastic, especially made from USA, made from UK, made from Australia too, Bapak. It's a lot of waste, from the developed countries. So at first I was really shocked, like, why? Like in the morning I just saw in the television, in Kampus, Germany waste management is so good, Indonesia have to do it like that, the same. But the fact they actually throw their waste to our country and to other developing countries. Next. It's really terrifying, to see, because after I learn more, after I ask my mom, after I ask my dad, after I read the articles, it's actually in disguise of recycling. Our paper mills buy a paper waste from developed countries, but the developed country, most of them smuggled their dirty plastic waste inside the paper waste we buy. So we don't ask the plastic waste actually. But then the paper mills just took the paper waste, of course, and then the plastic waste is being dumped to the river, being dumped to the river banks, or being sold to the villagers to make a tofu. It's really viral right now. The tofu that cooked with imported plastic scraps, and also being sold to the plastic recycling mills, home industry. So it's really dirty also. So in 2019, I wrote letter to Donald Trump. In 2021, COVID, still COVID, I sent letter to Joe Biden, to the new president. 2 months later, I have the answer from the Consulate of America. They said, sorry, but I'm really happy because my voice is really hurtful. They really listen to us. They really appreciate us, but there's still no real action for them to do. They even blame our government, blame Indonesian government, like, why you receive our waste? But actually, if we think again, what if they just stop sending their plastic waste to developing country? Recycle your own plastic waste. You have more money, more technology than us. Why do you, just throw your burden to developing countries? That's why, it's really happy to have a response, but kind of sad the way they respond my letter. Next. But after that I got viral. A lot of media, international and national, come to my house. We do interviews, we do film documentary also. It's really fun. And yes, from this publication, more youth, more people got initiative. They got the call to do actions. It's a really nice thing, That's why publication is really important. And in our country, no viral, no justice. It's a real thing, so we have to become viral first. Next. In 2021, I got the opportunity to do presentation in Amsterdam Theater to talk about that, to talk about West colonialism. And a lot of people, they actually don't really know that their plastic waste actually ended up being recycled. Here in developing countries, they thought it will be recycled in their own country. Next. And I wrote letter to the Ministry of Netherlands. And in April last year, I also got invited to the INC4. INC is Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee that calling out the PBB, negara-negara PBB, UN countries to gather in the country, in Canada, in INC4, to talk about plastics treaty, to talk about how to handle plastic, like from their life cycle, not polluting our health and our environment. It's a really complex meeting. A lot of country really supporting that. We need to stop or we need to reduce, cap the plastic production. But another country, they don't want to stop, they still want to produce plastic. They still need the profit from plastic. So it's a really hard meeting. It's not easy. Next. And then in November, I got invited again to continue the INC 5 in Busan, in Korea. It's a dream country, yeah. It's really happy. I met with a lot of other youth activists that they also fight for their own issue, yeah, but especially environmental issue. Next. But sadly, the INC is failed. They made another INC in Geneva, INC 5.2, and it doesn't work. We didn't win yet, but we will keep fighting. As youth, what we can do? First is literacy. This is what I believe, yeah, after I understand my whole journey, my whole progress. Literacy is not only reading or writing. Literacy is be present, We have to put our phone down, doom scrolling, brain rotting, we have to stop it first, stop it for a while, and then bed rotting, we have to stop that too. So go out from our room, go out from our house, examine our community, ask your neighborhood, feel the air, feel the river, go swim into your river. It's be present. It's literacy. And then initiation, yeah, in English. Initiation, after we know the root of the problem, after we analyze what's happening in our community, in our village, in our neighborhood, we can, there will be initiative growing inside our body, right? Like after what I'm doing, when I was 12 years old, I'm just walking into the riverbanks and I see waste from USA, from the UK. It's really shocking to me. I want to do something. That's the initiation. And then participation. I started to do my action. I gathered my friends to do demonstration in the Consulate of America in Surabaya, Citraland. It's also not easy, but it's not impossible. We all of us can do that. It's really possible. We can write letter, we can do demonstration, health demonstration, but we have to have a strong will. Karepnya kuat, punya keinginan kuat. And then collaboration. And also, the last one also important is publication. Next.
I'm sorry, Nitina, you have 5 minutes
Okay,
left.
makasih Bu. This is the application that we can download, BTMB, to prevent microbeads inside our skincare, inside our household products. You guys can download it. We just need to scan the ingredients to prevent microplastic entering our body. Next. For the action, small action that we can do by ourselves is to ban the big six. We change plastic bag into tote bag, plastic bottle into tumbler, straw into no straw. Straw is so really unnecessary. We can just drink it directly from the glass. And then the styrofoam, we change it into stainless steel or glass or wooden place, yeah, wooden bowl. And then sachet, we change to toko refill store, bulk store, toko curah, toko kiloan, ya. Kita kembali ke zaman tradisional lagi. We have to be grateful as ASEAN people, or as we have the culture that we can still eat, we can still consume our food with banana leaf, with paper, with it's a real culture that we have to bring it back now. We have to make it viral again. And then the last is diaper. We change it into the cloth one. Next. Nah, we all know the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. We have to prioritize reduce first, not recycle first. And recycle is not as simple as making an eco brick, making clothes or dresses from kresek, from plastic bag. No, that's not recycling. Recycling is from the government subsidies, from the industrial scale, not from us. It's not our responsible. What we can do is to reduce and reuse. Reduce single-use plastic, reusing alternative that can be used again. And for the producer and for the government, they have to do this. Redesign and also strengthen their policy. Next. This is what I already do in my house. I always buy snacks with rantang, with this stainless steel, and then buy boba or matcha with this tumbler. Next, so it's really easy to do. We have to do it. Who is responsible? For me, I believe the government is the number one. They often blame the people, but they don't, reflect themselves what they already done to us, right? They have to strengthen the policies first, and then the producer. There is EPR, extended producer responsibility. They are responsible of their products waste. So it's not our responsible as consumer. And then us as people, masyarakat. Okay, this is the action that I've been doing with my community, with River Warrior, with Ekoton. We met the mayor, the governor, to ask them to prioritize the environment, also to educate people by do demonstration. Next. And it's really fun to do. Next. Burning plastic waste is also dangerous because it can cause a dioxin that is a forever chemical. It can pollute our body and the air that we breathe. Next, can cause cancer. We have to segregate our waste. It's really basic information. Yeah, next. Now, this is what I already do at my house. We have to segregate the organic waste because as Indonesian, our waste is 70% organic waste, so the rest is unorganic, plastics, papers, everything. But if we can process, we can, mengurus sendiri sampah organiknya, we can just make it as a composter or ecoenzyme, like this, like we already done. We just need to bury the organic waste. And then for the fruit peel, we can make it as a ecoenzyme, so we don't need to buy detergent, hand soap, sabun pel. We already use this ecoenzyme. Next, and also toko refill, bulk store. We have to go back to our traditional store. Yeah. Okay, next. Terima kasih. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss.
Yeah.
Wow, very young and professional to deliver the session. Okay, thank you very much. And now we are going to have a question and answer session. However, please, I'm going to use my privilege first here as the moderator to ask the question. For Mr. SQ and Miss Nina, I'm not young anymore, and is a mother who are always busy in the kitchen. My first question for Mr. SQ, is there any project which engaged the mother or community in the livelihood currently? In the livelihood, I mean the community for mother, maybe any project for the clean water and sanitation? And for Miss Nina, because I know that I produce the waste every day, literally every day, because I need to cook, right, the food for my family, for anything in the kitchens. Do you have any suggestion how to reduce the waste itself? Thank you.
Thanks. As I outlined in my presentation, Australia involves youth, women, people with disabilities at all points in all of our development projects in Indonesia. I think our current spend in Indonesia is about $300, $400 million a year. All of those projects involve women, they involve kids, they involve the community at the basic level, at the planning level, at the implementation level. So yes, is the answer to your question.
So it's not only for young people,
no, not just for young people, but for women, for people with disabilities. The whole community is involved in those development projects. They're not just implemented by the government. The community is involved in the planning from the very basic stages.
Oh, okay, I see. I understood. Thank you.
Terima kasih, Bu. I believe the organic waste is not a problem, Bu. So it's really easy if we already have a backyard, halaman in our house. We can just make a hole, ngubur bolongan gitu, and then we just throw throw our organic waste to the hole, and it will be a composter, can menyuburkan our tanah also. And then yeah, I guess what we need to reduce is the plastic. Yeah, we can change the alternative to be more refillable or reusable alternative, ya, such as ya tadi tote bags, rantang, tumblers. Go to the refill store. Toko kiloan masih ada kan, Bu? Ya kan. Dan the refill store, there are a lot of refill store in Surabaya, right? So we don't need to buy sachets anymore, detergent or bumbu, kecap, sambal. We can just go to the refill store, or we have to buy the big bottle packaging, so we don't make much plastic waste or sachet waste.
Okay, thank you. And also my homework to spirit the waste also from plastic and organic.
Shout out to Ibu-Ibu,
Okay.
the waste manager of our house, our mother.
Okay, maybe any participant want to ask the question, please raise your hand. Okay, 1, 2, okay. Oh, yeah, so many. Okay, 3, okay, ya Pak. Silakan, panitia.
Terima kasih, thank you very much. My questions first to Your Excellency, Pak Glenn. You mentioned in your PowerPoint, one of your PowerPoint mentioned that the Australian government has collaboration with the ICEA in Bandung. My question is there any plan of the Australian government to have a cooperation with Nahdlatul Ulama, especially the Islamic boarding schools, because we have the number of registered Islamic boarding school or pesantren in Jawa Timur, Java, is more than 7,000, Your Excellency. So I'm thinking that the Australian government could use the Unusa to have a collaboration on the clean water, environmental problems with the Nahdlatul Ulama in East Java. Untuk Mbak Nina, ayahnya di mana? Pak Prigi Arisandi, tepuk tangan. Pak Prigi Sandi ini adalah one of the hero of environment in Surabaya. I was the one who nominated him to go to United States of America, and he met President Obama, if I'm not mistaken. Jadi Pak Prigi itu pejuang lingkungan, terutama nyelam di sungai-sungai berantas untuk melihat pencemaran lingkungan. Itu pertanyaan. That's my question, especially to Your Excellency. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Maybe you can add.
Thanks very much for your question. It's actually a well-timed question because last week, the week before last, the Minister for International Development, Dr. Anne Ali, was in Surabaya and re-signed a Memorandum of Understanding with NU, with the Australian government. So that Memorandum of Understanding has been in place since 2008, and education is one of the fundamental pillars of that MOU. So to answer your question, yes, we do cooperate with NU on education projects, and with the re-signing of the MOU, we intend to collaborate even more closely with NU on education.
Just for your information, that the Unusa, we have a strong regulation here regarding the environment. We are not allowed, strictly forbidden to bring the plastic bottles. Jadi Dek Nina, di Unusa ini sudah punya peraturan yang keras, tidak boleh membawa plastic bottles, jadi harus diganti seperti ini. Jadi menuju kampus bebas plastik. Ini mungkin tolong disebarkan ke luar negeri kalau Anda ke luar negeri ya, bahwa Unusa sudah menjadi salah satu pionir untuk lingkungan. Terima kasih.
Okay. Any other question? Tadi Prof. Kacu atau Bapak? Ya, silakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, let me introduce myself. My name Ida. I'm the representative from Universitas Muhammadiyah Surabaya. It's very insightful presentation for both distinguished speaker. Actually, my question for both of you: what is the big challenge when you empower, when you engage the people to not to use the plastic? And also another question, you said, Miss Nina said, better we buy big bottle rather than the sachet. Unfortunately, most of people do not have much money to buy in the big bottle. They prefer to buy in the sachet because economic issue. So do you have any suggestion, for both distinguished speaker, any suggestion regarding about it? Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Maybe Mr. SQ answer first.
Yeah, thanks for the question. I think education is the big challenge when it comes to plastic use. And we've seen a big change in Australia over the last 10 years in terms of the attitude towards using single-use plastics. When I grew up in Australia, all of our shopping was taken away in a single-use plastic shopping bag. That's no longer the case. For the past 10 years in Australia, you either have to pay for your shopping bag, which is a disincentive to using it, or you bring your own. And the vast majority of people in Australia these days don't use single-use shopping bags. We also have great recycling in Australia. Recycling is a really good way of taking plastic out of the environment and reusing it, so it's not becoming landfill, it's not choking our waterways, it's not getting into our environment and causing this microplastic problem.
So, Ms. Nina?
Okay. Thank you for the question. Well, for me as a young girl, also to ask people to reduce single-use plastic is not easy. It takes time, but it's not impossible. It's still, possible. Even though it takes time, maybe like until 2 years, I ask my friends to join my community, to join me to reduce single-use plastic. They still don't want to do it because plastic is really, convenient. It's really fast, really easy to use. We just need to, consume it and then throw it directly with no responsible, right? It's really easy. That's why it's still our culture. We have to go back to our grandparents' culture where we have to wash our dishes first. We have to bring our own bags to the market. We have to, bring that up again. Well, I guess if we already, I agree with Pak Glenn. If we already know, if we already educated about the dangers of plastic, how it can harm our endocrine system, it can harm our body, we won't use plastic, right? It will be scary for us to consume our soup or hot food in a plastic container. That's why if we have a strong commitment with ourselves, for our health, for our environment, for our future, it will be so easy for us to reduce single-use plastic. But if we have to ask people, maybe we can engage them by social media, not just by data. It's really hard to read maybe for them. We can illustrate it to art, to TikTok video, to YouTube, or just to be a role model. Just be consistent, bring our own tumbler, bring our own tote bags. Maybe they will follow us. And then, not everybody can buy the big bottle of products, right? It's not cheap. It's kind of expensive. That's why if we talk more, if we zoom out, the producer also have the responsible of their waste of the sachet, and actually only in developing country, the producer, the big company sell sachets. In developed country, there is no sachets, right? But like in small packaging, right? There's no sachets in developed countries. Sachet, like small pieces of plastic packaging in Australia. Sambal, like this small.
Yeah. It's usually sold in larger.
Right, so it's kembali lagi ke produsennya and our government also. Yeah, it's still really hard in Indonesia. But what we can do as consumer, as the society, we can just bring our own container to buy in the bulk store, in the refill store, or use ecoenzyme, which is free and safe. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, any addition?
Maybe I could just add. Australia is actually helping with the recycling of plastics in East Java because there is an Australian company in Pasuruan named Repal. For the last 5 years, Repal has been taking plastic waste from East Java and recycling it into pellets.
I see.
That
pellets
goods are
using in
transported
industry,
on.
right?
Yeah, so that's a really good way of using waste plastics and putting it to good use.
Okay, but however, I heard that the challenge is we need to spirit because like organic and organic. In Indonesia, we don't have kind of rule to spirit the waste between organic and non-organic like that. So I think I heard that it's a challenge to get only the plastic without any organic waste.
No, that's a really good point. So I've visited Repal in Pasuruan. One of the big challenges is actually getting enough plastic. Believe it or not, the challenge is they can't get enough because the waste in East Java is not sorted in a way that makes it easily accessible.
Okay. Maybe any other question? Yes, I think Papa, Miss Nina, want to ask.
Terima kasih untuk Pak Glenn. Australia is already sending a lot of plastic waste and paper waste to Indonesia. Is higher, number one top polluters, top sending plastic to Indonesia. So
I have to disagree with you, Pak. That's not true. That's just not true.
Yeah, we know it. To many industry in Surabaya River is imported waste from Australia, and no, we want like you to ask to your government to stopping sending waste to our country and responsibility to like purify our river from the microplastic that you done.
Australia does not export plastic waste to Indonesia. We do export cardboard, which is recycled in Mojokerto, but we do not export plastic to Indonesia. I can't say that some plastic from Australia doesn't end up in Indonesia. I mean, there may be avenues that plastic somehow gets into Indonesia, but there are no companies that are directly exporting plastic waste to Indonesia. In fact, as I said, we have a company here in Pasuruan that is actually recycling domestic plastic waste. So I don't know where you get your evidence from, but it's absolutely not true that we're exporting plastic waste to Indonesia.
Or it's kind of illegal to export, right? Like mafia or something. Okay. There's already 3 questions, maybe 2 questions anymore?
Yeah.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Can you please stand up so we can see you from here? Yes.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Safa. I'm from accounting department. So for Miss Nina, I have some questions for you. So interesting to microplastic problem that you mentioned about. Some people have started a zero waste movement just like you do. If you buy some jajanan kaki lima, you bring your own container. And also me too, if I shopping on supermarket, I always bring my tote bag. And I think some people in around me is kinda seems it's so strange. So what do you think about many people are unaware of this situation, and what should we do about it? Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mbak, for the question. Yes, yeah, back again, in our country it's hard to be ourselves. We have to obey the social standards, we have to follow the culture that are made from our ancestor a long time ago. We have to break free from that, we have to break out from this cage. So yeah, it's okay. When I was in my middle school, I also do that. In my school, the canteen already, they didn't sell the food in plastic packaging anymore, but the kids, they don't bring their own container. I'm the only one who bring my own tumbler. Like, it's still so weird for them to see. It's not a usual thing for them. And I was being called a weirdo, policy sampah, yeah, that kind of thing. But actually, being a weirdo is cool. Being a weirdo is fun, even though we're alone, even though we look different, but we're cool. We are educated, we are aware for our future, for ourselves, for our environment, so that's okay to be a weirdo. And yes, that's why back talking about education, the problem about microplastic affecting our health must be in schools. The teacher have to teach about that. But yeah, we still have to work for that. We have to literacy, we have to educate ourselves. So yeah, keep it up, Mbak. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you. So maybe the last question, or maybe any from the brave participant. Any question? Yes, okay. Maybe this is for last question before we come to the end of the session, because we still have the next agenda.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Cave, representative from Philippines. My question for the both distinguished speaker is, how would you influence the youth to engage in research-related endeavors against public pollution? Thank you.
About
Plastic pollution, sorry.
Can you repeat?
How would you influence the youth to engage in research-related endeavors against plastic pollution? Thank
To
you.
engage the youth to influence, something like that.
Well, I guess I go back to my original presentation. So we engage the youth in all of our development projects in Indonesia at every stage. But I think involving schools and universities is a great way to go. And the sort of activism that I see here today is a really great way of raising the awareness of youth and getting youth more involved in not just plastics, but in a whole range of environmental issues that are facing the community.
Very nice. Is it okay? Okay, thank you so much. I think it's come to the end of the session. I would like to say thank you for Mr. SQ and Miss Nina. And finally, applause to the speaker for the next agenda. We will give the certificate to Mr. SQ and Miss Nina. And please stand up and go to the middle of the stage. And the certificate will be given by Rector of Unusa to Professor Dr. Insinyur Ahmad Jasidi, Master of Engineering. Please come to the stage to give the certificate to the speakers. Maybe come to the middle. Thank you so much, Mr. SQ and Ms. Nina, for your time today. to and to Miss Nina for our young activists. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Can we take a picture, Prof, for all of us? So, yeah. Oh, certificate. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Ya, ditaruh dulu. Okay, thank you, Mr. SQ. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Miss Ina. Thank you so much. I think that's all for the station.
Okay.
Yeah, see you. Makasih ya. Okay, I think that's for the station. Thank you so much. I give it back to MC. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All right. Thank you very much for Dr. Ira Dwijayanti for leading the discussion today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it is time to witness the amazing talents from our very own brave participants. They've prepared something truly special for us, full of culture, energy, and passion. So, please give them your applause.
Pilipinas.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the end of the fifth brief opening ceremony. On behalf of Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya, we would like to express our deepest gratitude to our outstanding speakers, Mr. Glenn Eskew and Ms. Asnina Azhara, for sharing their valuable knowledge and inspiring us all today. We truly hope that today's session has provided new insights for everyone here and strengthened our international exposure and collaboration. Thank you to all participants for your enthusiasm and active involvement. Let's keep the brave spirit alive as we continue with the upcoming sessions and activities. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.